Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is Friday, October 21st, 2022. It's like the week before Thanksgiving. Woo. The year is going fast, not that fast. It's the week before Halloween, pretty much. We've got like 2 weekends, I guess, but we're getting real close. Spooky season is upon us, but we're in the middle of, or at the beginning of, a warm spell here in Chicago. Today, I didn't have to run with gloves on, so that was really nice. Everyone that's listening on the podcast, the audio-only version, hopefully you guys have had a nice and warm and balmy run as well. I'm going to try not to show, like my address is on this box like in a million places. I'm trying not to show my address as much. Here, I'll do it this way. This is what we're going to be unboxing today. So for all of you who are listening on the podcast, on that audio-only version, you can't see my address anyway. But for everyone that's watching this, maybe if you're on YouTube watching this not live or live, either way, you might be able to. It's my old address. This is a box that got sent to me a long time ago, but I forgot it. Just in the move and stuff like that, it just kind of got misplaced. And so now I'm going to get to it today. By the way, if you are watching this not live, hopefully you're in the weekend now. Maybe it's right before your Saturday long run. Hopefully you have a good run out there. All right, let's see who we got in the chat. Before we do that, though, let me apologize. Yesterday we had some issues with our furnace. I don't know if it's exhaust or the smell of gas or something is not exactly right. Every once in a while, it'll smell funny from the furnace, and then it gets pushed throughout the vents in the house. So it's winter time. We figured we need to get that thing serviced anyway. Just give it an annual checkup kind of thing. And the appointment window happened to overlap with live stream a little bit, and the guy just ended up showing up pretty much exactly at live stream time. So that's why we didn't have one yesterday, but we have one today. And just to follow up and kind of, I guess, close that circle, as they say, the entire time the guy was here, didn't smell like gas or exhaust or whatever it is that we're smelling at all. So my wife was really upset about that. I mean, it's not like I had control over the situation, but she's like, "Did you tell him that you smell it?" I'm like, "I told him that I smell it." She wasn't here. She was with my daughter at a doctor's appointment. So it's one of those things. That's how it goes. All right. All right. Let's see who we got here in the chat. We got Runner Will. It says, "What's up, everyone? Hey, Mike, we running in Tokyo or what? Go Famzy run in Japan." Yeah, we'll do something in Japan for sure. By the way, if you are running the Tokyo Marathon, this Sunday is 19 weeks away. So if you're on that 20-week plan, you're already a week late. That's how close it is, believe it or not. And before I get, I'm so disjointed today. But before I forget, the reason why I'm disjointed is I just got off a phone call with New Balance. So I have some updated information for the New York City Marathon, which is a little bit closer in time than Tokyo. So finalize some details. You guys already knew about the shakeout run with Believe in the Run. I'm going to be there. It's on Saturday morning. The time has been moved to 10:30. This is not what my call was about. This I know because I got the email about the Strava group. 10:30 in the morning. We're going to be there. If you're in the Strava group, you already know. You'll see more information on their socials to come out. I believe we're meeting in Columbus Circle at the Jackrabbit. So that's Saturday. But if you can't make that one, or if you just want to see me twice, I'm going to do a shakeout run on Friday at the Time Warner building. Am I talking about the same place? I think I'm talking about the same place. Is that in Columbus Circle too? I don't know. But I'll look it up a little bit more closely. But we're going to do something Friday there, 1 p.m. We'll do a shakeout run. And if you want to demo some SC Elite 3s, more version 4s, Rebel 3s, any of those shoes, we'll have some shoe demos as well. We'll get some bagels afterwards, some coffee. We'll be able to stay in that space for a little while. It's like all super decked out for the marathon. And so we'll be able to hang out there, have some selfies, all that kind of stuff. So 1 p.m. on Friday, if you want to do a group run. Hopefully I get to see you twice over the weekend. That means Friday afternoon at 1, and then Saturday at 10:30 in the morning. So hopefully you guys can at least make one of those two. All right, Leona says, Yes, so excited about the Believe the Run Shakeout with you and Mike Wardian. Yeah, Mike Wardian will be there. Lindsey Hine will be there. I just found out. And then Laura Green. And, Aaron Azar is going to be there too. I didn't get that wrong, right? Aaron Azar is going to be there. Yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, Ryan says yes. The Jackrabbit, now Fleet, the New York City. It's the same location. Okay, I think it's So if you go on Friday, then you'll know where to go on Saturday. Lou says yes. You're talking about the same place. Yep, same place. Lou Klein says Friday, 1 p.m. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I thought I was talking about the same place. I just wasn't sure. Because some people call it Jackrabbit, some people call it Fleet. I know that there was an acquisition at some point, but I just didn't. New York's such a big place. You could have two giant things like a couple blocks apart, and it would make sense. All right. Let's see what else we got in here. JC wants to know, what's the deal with the YouTube handles? It doesn't matter for me because my YouTube channel name is like youtube.com/Kofuzi. And it always has been that way. But there's some YouTube channels that like after the slash is like gibberish. It's like CC49382J76. It's a way of having an alias. Now that's something that you could have always changed a while ago, but now there's a more formal kind of process. So that's all that is. It's just an easier way of like being like, instead of like, find me on YouTube, if you have a really weird name, maybe that's not that fast to say, or easy to find, or if you have a really popular name, I guess would be the more appropriate case for that. So that's all that is, just an easier way of finding it. Tim Sue says, happy Friday. Hope you're all doing well. My morning run was derailed by COVID booster side effects, but hope to be back tomorrow. Ooh, yeah. This one got me a little bit. The booster did. But I think I also was fighting a cold at the same time. So who knows? Raj Kumar Roshinji says, hey, Kofuzi, great watch video. Will you ever get the Ultra Watch? Hope next year it'll be smaller size available. And another question, any plans to review winter running shoes as we are in cold weather? Thanks. I usually wait till things get cold. So the Ultra, I don't care about the Ultra until it gets colder. So like when it's like, 10 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 degrees Fahrenheit, then like the Apple Watch Ultra becomes interesting to me. Because it does have an extra button, although I still don't think it's going to be enough buttons for me to use with a glove on and stuff. I'm just not that optimistic, but it'll be interesting to see if the bigger battery, can handle a winter run. My regular Apple Watch will just kind of die at 10 degrees Fahrenheit after like 30 minutes or so. So, Adam says, is there a way you can post a message, quick vid when the live stream is canceled? I usually do a post. So that just shows up. It's like kind of like when people do a post in Strava. It's not an activity, but it like they can write a message. So I'm sorry if you're not getting that. But yeah, so that's where that usually is. And I'm the other thing that I try to do is I always try to have like the placeholder for the live stream done between 12 and 12:30. So if it's like after 12:30 and there isn't one there probably isn't a live stream that day. So that's kind of another thing. But I'm sorry if I had you waiting, Adam. My apologies. And then there's the other question of like winter running shoes. I'm not going to start testing winter running shoes. Just cold is not that interesting of a test. Once it's snowy, then that's when I'll test like winter running shoes. So on that note, Kevin wants to know, any idea when the GTX version of the Hoka trail shoes will be released? Looking into my winter running rotation. I don't know. I'm not sure when those are going to come out. I mean, there's when things normally come out, and then there's now because like everything's all messed up calendar wise. So I'm not sure. Kurt says, happy Friday, using a new app to build a training program. It's been too easy so far. A whopping 1.2 miles at 10:30 and 9:30 pace today. There you go. That doesn't seem like a ton for you, Kurt, but Why is the app telling you to do that though? We'll see. Maybe it escalates quickly. All right. Yeah, Frank says he didn't get the post that I made yesterday in his feed until today. Yeah. I'm not sure why that would be. Ryan Tiramate says, or Ryan Tiramate, I think. Works at the expo on Thursday, so Friday is good for me. Cool. So hopefully I'll see you Friday. Awesome. All right, let's get to this box because I've already been waiting like months too long to get this thing open. It's from Tier. I'm saying it right? Tier. I feel bad that I didn't open this more timely. It's probably all summer clothes. Let's see what's in here. That was just the invoice. And then, you've got, looks like a shirt, 2 shirts, some shorts, and then these things. All right, let's get to, let's do the shirts first. First, we got one in my favorite color, black. There we go. This is nice. Nice thin mesh. I think, can you guys see through that? I can see through it. Hold on. It's like a see-through mesh. No? Very thin. Not a lot of branding. Oh, here we go. Right on the shoulder. Left shoulder. Got the tier there. And I think this is the same shirt, just in a different color. Oh no, this is a singlet. Nice, so it's got the tier in the center, and then we got a singlet. Kind of has a high neck, which sometimes I really do appreciate. Nice, especially if I'm wearing like a pack on, and it's got that shoulder, the clamp in the front. Then it's nice to have a little bit of a higher neck on the singlet. This seems a little bit big. What size is this? It's a medium. Nice. I might have to wear I might be able to still wear that this weekend. It's supposed to be like 75 degrees. It's hard to believe because it was like the high was like 30 the other day. Man. All right. Let's take a look at some of these pants. Got some shorts here. There is a liner, and it's a longer liner, which I'm seeing more of these days. It was weird because like the 2-in-1s with the longer liner were like super popular for a while. Then they all went away. And now they're coming back again. Let's see, does it have a phone pocket on the side? I like it when they put a phone pocket on the side. I don't see one here. But these pants do have zipper pockets, which do make them pretty useful for like everyday living. And there's like a material at the bottom here. I think it's to keep it grippy on the leg so it doesn't slide around too much. This material is nice. Awesome. Lots of pockets. Zippered on the left. Cool. There we go. And then we got one more pair of shorts here. This one is not zipper pockets, just regular slide-in pocket, one on each side. Oh, and the zipper. There was a zipper. And this is not a liner. So for those of you who don't want liners, or if you like your running underwear, this is for you. I like the longer length on these, especially this time of year. I'll still be able to wear these. I like this color. What is this, like olive? Brown? I don't know. Cool. All right. Let me see what you guys got here. Stephen, I'll get to these things in a second, but let's get to some comments in the chat. Oh, okay. Frank's got me with the pronunciation. It's a Norse god, so it would be with a front rounded vowel like a German umlaut. So Tur, is that, did I say it right? Tur then? I thought it was Tyr. Is it Tur? Okay, Tur. I think I said it right. That reminds me. I was watching this really long, like Linus. Do you guys watch Linus media stuff? What's it? He used to be Linus Tech Tips. He used to work for that like Canadian, like it was like a Comp City or something like that. Do you remember? That's why I started watching him, and then he went and did like Linus Tech Tips on his own. But anyway, he was talking about how he did a video for Aura Ring. You know, the ring that this is just silicone, but you know that ring that you can wear that gives you like all those like recovery metrics, like a Whoop. And apparently he just said Aura Ring wrong the entire time, and Aura got really mad, and so they just pulled the video. They just took it down. Seemed pretty spiteful to me, but and he had to like explain why. So pronunciations matter. So Tour, I think I said it right. Tour. All right. Stephen Lung says, first marathon in New York City coming up. I had not run for a week due to ankle soreness. Really hope I can be fully healthy and have fitness up to par in 2 weeks. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about like fitness. You got what you got. You know, you're gonna be fine. Just get that ankle as healed as you can. That's the thing that I would worry about most, right? So err on the side of caution. If you're like, maybe I'll run today, but it might hurt my ankle, I would say, well, maybe you should pull back and let that ankle heal up a little bit better. Hopefully I'll see you on the starting line. Will Willing said, I went to Arkansas to compete in the Senior Olympic Games in cycling. I qualified for nationals next July. I was third in my group in the road race and first in the time trial. Awesome job, Will. Amazing. And cycling, I guess the Olympic Senior Games was in Arkansas. I was like, cycling picked Arkansas? That's kind of a strange place. But I could see if the whole games was there. Interesting. But really cool. Awesome. Yeah, Runner Will says, dang, that was a long time ago. Linus worked at that other place. Yeah, it was. That was years and years ago. So I mean, yeah, like my YouTube watching habits go back to like all the tech YouTubers, and so heavily inspired from those guys, but also like that's what I was watching a long time ago. I don't think no one else remembers that. It's just me and you, Runner. Well. Zamboni 2239.7 says, new peer at the Des Moines Marathon on Sunday, 3:19. Awesome job. Woo! It's a great event and race for those who have not run it. I would recommend. I would love to run more races in Iowa. That's something that I'm hoping to do. I think next year, the Bix 7 is a race that I think I'd like to try and at least go. Because it seems like a lot of the pros go to that one. Maybe not marathoners, but people that do like track racing and then an occasional road race. A lot of those runners seem to go. And those are just some people that I haven't seen very much like in action before. So I think maybe that's an event that I'd like to check out. We'll see. Mr. Marino says, man, rolled my ankle several years ago. It was never quite the same. If I run something too squishy, it's over. Ankle is sore. Really? Wow. From several years ago. My ankle has been bothering me a little bit lately. It's very like swollen. And it has been like when I'm running, I don't feel it unless I'm making a left turn. But for the most part, I don't feel it. And then like the rest of the day, I might feel it. And I've been stretching it out and trying to just loosen it up. And that seems to help out a little bit. Yesterday, I got on the bike. And after I was done with the bike for 45 minutes, I felt fantastic. The ankle felt fantastic. So I just got a Wahoo, the kicker snap, the one where you keep your wheel on for it. And so I think I'm going to start Zwifting in the afternoons. Probably not every day, but maybe a couple times a week, just to get in a little bit more aerobic work in the afternoons. And it felt good on my body. So I did like that. Calvin says, well, before running, I was all about basketball. and rolled my ankle a couple times, but I've never come close while running, knock on wood. But I also don't do much trails. See, for me on trails, I usually don't like stumble or trip. I usually like get those like turned ankles and stuff when I'm on the roads. I don't know what it is about it. I think I'm just more engaged when I'm on the trail, I think. I don't know. Eric says, ankle, huh? Welcome to the club. Club foot. That's funny. Luis has a question. What's going on, Luis? The question about the Insta360. Does it look bad recording in 3K instead of 4K? The difference is notable. I think you can notice it. The only reason to shoot in 3K is if you're going to go with the 100 frames per second. If you're not, then I would say go to the 4K 60 or the 5K 30. Like if it's going to be a talking headshot, then I would usually just shoot it in 5K 30. And if I'm not sure and I want better resolution, like usually on the trails, you don't need slow motion as much. But you want the better resolution, I go 4K 60. And then on the roads, I'll go 3K 100. So that's kind of how I pick it. Kendra Strasser says, running a half marathon this weekend. Excited to see how my training pays off. Awesome. Good luck to you. You have to let us know how it goes. And Eric says, oh yeah, I'm 52 today. Awesome. Happy birthday. This time. Whatever. At least the run today was fun. Well, I hope you have a happy birthday. You had a happy birthday on a Friday, so you got all weekend to celebrate. Hope you have a good birthday. Affluent Journey says, hit 5 PRs at the Parkland Dash 5 miler last Sunday, including my first 6-minute mile since I was 20. Awesome. Great work, AJ. Nice. A lot of fast running happening, guys. The temperatures come down. PRs get put up on the board. I love it. Sean said, yeah, Mike, love the narration vocal tone in the Apple Watch. No iPhone challenge vid. Thanks. I was definitely trying something different with that video. Kind of mixing a little bit of review style with what I've been doing with some of like the runner's weekend videos and kind of just putting it together. Plus, I just didn't want to do talking head about the Apple Watch. So I really wanted to script out what I was writing. And then I didn't want to try to figure out a teleprompter situation. So I was like, all right, I'll just voice over a bunch of stuff and then figure out B-roll. So that was kind of like the thought process on it. But it's a different kind of video, the way that I did the 30-day no phone challenge. And so I thought like a different kind of like approach than a review was going to work. And I found myself really liking it. It's a video that I've gone and rewatched like 3 or 4 times now. And I normally don't rewatch my videos, but I do like the way the narration turned out on it too, even if like the content was not the most like exciting. I just don't feel like Apple Watches are that interesting. But I did like making that video. So I'm like, I think I might do more. So I think like as the review as a full video format, like kind of like progresses, there'll still be just regular shoe videos where it's like, I ran in the shoe a bunch of times. Let me show it to you and I'll talk about it. But I think that other things that require like more like use and like thoroughness in the testing, I might do like that kind of video. So hopefully, I'm glad you guys like it. Hopefully more other people like it too. And Sean said, it sounded great. The Shure SM7 can't go wrong. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a better microphone than I use the Deity shotgun mic usually when I'm doing talking head. And that one works well. It stays out of frame, but just doesn't sound as good as this one. But I do feel like there was a lot of like jumping around in audio quality because I was like using the Insta360 audio, which was really frustrating. And then I used the Osmo Action 3 for the car shot. And then I think I had one where I don't think I used a GoPro for any of the talking like outside stuff. So there was just a variety of cameras from absolutely miserable to a nicer one like this one. So Adam wants to know, who will have done more marathons this year, me or Kira? I think that Kira will have more race miles than me, but I think I'll have more I might have more marathons because I did LA and Grandma's in the spring. She just did Worlds, right? Did she do Boston? Did she do a spring marathon? Or did she just go straight to summer? I'm not sure. And then in the fall, I think we're at the same number, 3. So, yeah. It's close. But she did so much other racing. She's definitely got me on racing miles. Lou says, we're going to run the last 10 miles of New York City Marathon this weekend. That sounds fun. I wish I lived closer so I could do that too, because that's something that I'd really like to do. I hope you have a good time out there, Lou. And Wilfredo says, with your tentative schedule, what are your plans for Houston Marathon weekend? I was just looking at the calendar this morning. I think I'm going to, I got to run it by my wife just to make double sure that we don't have anything else going on. But I think so far the calendar seems clear family stuff wise. So I think I might be able to go. I'm probably not going to run it. Although if I don't run it, I'm going to get there and be like, oh, I wish I had a bib. But I think I'm just going to go film it. I think so. That's what I think. Oh, yeah. All right. Adam says, Kira, because Shannon said, Kira did Houston. And so, yeah, and Lou says that too. Didn't Kira run Houston? And so Adam said, Kira did Houston, Worlds, Berlin, and we'll do New York. Houston, Worlds, Berlin, and New York. That's 4. I'm going to do 5 this year. So I'll do LA, Grandma's, Chicago, New York, and CIM. So I win. I'm the better marathoner, that means, right? That's how it works. If you do more, you're better. Ryan says, are you going to do the New York Abbott Dash on 5K on the 5th? That's the same finish line as the New York City Marathon. I'm not going to do that one. I usually like to watch. Last year I watched it. There were a lot of elites that ran that race. And that was really amazing to see. And there's like no one in the park. And it's quiet in there. And so like you could I just ran alongside them. Not for very long because they're pros running a 5K. So I can hang for like 100 meters. But that's something that I'll be watching again. I don't know how much I'll try to like film them by running, just because I'll have to run the marathon the next day. But that's going to be probably more my approach, is to watch that race. Rambeezy 58 says, where can I get a good running program for starters? Hal Higdon, if I'm not mistaken, still does free training plans online that you can get. Other places that have good training plans that are not free, but I think are pretty reasonably priced, is Higher Running, which is Sage Candidate and Sandy Nypaver. They are professional runners and coaches. So they do online plans as well. So I like them. And I've seen their plans before. I know lots of other people do plans, but I haven't seen them, so I can't comment. But those are some places. I tend to follow Jack Daniel's running formula, or at least the methodology of it. This time I actually am doing some of the marathon workouts too, and they're brutal. But it's also a pretty good place to start. Will Willing says, I signed up for a half marathon plan with Jason Fitzgerald on Strength Running, and the race is January 14th. Is that a long enough window to train? Yeah. For a half marathon? I mean, it depends on where you're at and what your goals are. But how many weeks away is January 14th? So it's like, we're like 2 weeks away from New York right now, right? And so that means like 6 weeks away from December. So you got like 10 or 12 weeks? Yeah, that's a good amount of time. I think that like for a half marathon, yeah, I think you could see a lot of progress in one build. I think that for marathons, usually takes a couple of cycles. I mean, I think there's times when you'll know right away, this isn't working for me. But like, you know, in terms of like buying into the program and like trusting it, I think it usually takes a couple cycles. That's been my experience. Shannon says, take that, Kara. When I said I beat Kara because I'm going to run 5 marathons. I mean, I'm scheduled to run 5. You know, like I guess I can't take the W until I actually run them all. But Shannon says, take that, Kara. And did you see her imitate Mrs. Space Cadet? Thomas totally does the clap stance better. I haven't seen Kira's. I've seen Thomas's. It was not great. I didn't think it was very good. It was very Thomas. That was as good a dance as I think Thomas can do. I could not do a better one. I could not do one. But I think I didn't get the chance to see Erin when she was in town for Chicago. I think I'll get a chance to see her in New York, hopefully at the Shakeout Run, but I have a feeling she's going to get mobbed. So I don't know if I'll get a chance to get a selfie with her. Also, she's doing an event with Allie Feller. They're doing a panel. Allie, Mrs. Space Cadet, and Laura Green are doing a panel. That's one heck of a panel. So I don't know if I'll see them, but I think maybe I'll be able to connect with her at TRE. I think it's probably gonna be my best bet. That's when I first met her in person last year. Oh, and Eric says Runner's World usually has some free PDFs. That's true. They usually have some pans. The thing I don't like about the Runner's World approach, Runner's World seems to buy very heavily into the mantra of like run less to run fast. So like they emphasize a lot of speed work and workouts, and like they're like, it's okay, you can run a marathon on 20 miles a week, which for some people that works, but that's not me. I'm not that type of runner. So, all right. Uh-oh. I just lost the camera. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Let's switch over to FaceTime camera. All right, here we go. We got FaceTime camera now. Yeah, I don't know. I think the battery just died on that other one. All right, before we lose any more technology, let's try this. Let's see what this is. They're called the Vactor HTS. I was just thinking I could use some more sunglasses, so this is perfect. I really should have opened this box a long time ago from Trur. Whoa, look at these. I haven't had a pair of glasses in this style in a long time. Let's see if these work for my face. You guys let me know. Does this work for me? I don't think this works for my face style. I'm not sure. I'll try. I'll give it a try. I think this could work. I don't know. They feel like, well, I got my headphones on, but I feel like, I don't know. Luke Klein says they're a winner. Luis gives me the thumbs up. Runner Will says looks good. All right. Well, I'll try it. I'll get it out there on the run, see if I like it on the run out there. It feels like they're gonna stay on the face really well with not a lot of bounce. So I like that. All right. Eric says it works. It takes 15 to 20 years off you. Those are the kinds of glasses that I need right now, I guess. I like that. You know what's always weird to me is blue lenses, or like the lenses that look blue. When you look through them, it's like brown or rose colored, or at least in my color blindness, that's what they look like. Shannon says, Cole, you're more of a Ray-Bans type cool guy. This gives off elite vibes and you're non-elite. Don't ever forget. Yeah, I know. I think I just really like, maybe it's because I just like Casey Neistat so much. And I'm a fan. That I like the Wayfarer style. So I don't know if that's it or what, or maybe that's just because what people have seen me in a lot, you know? So I think I could wear this other one. I'm trying to get used to like the ones that like Ashley Mateo wears, like the giant ones, like the triathlete sunglasses. Some of them work for me. Some of them are just too big. This one is the Apollo. The other one was the Vactor. Vacchter. This is just Apollo. I think this is going to be a little bit more my speed. This Apollo one. Oh, yeah. Look at these. These I like a lot more, but I don't know if it's maybe I'm just more comfortable with this style of sunglass. But this is like pretty. These are big too, and I've been looking for some bigger frames or like bigger like lenses. So I like these. Although I think that like they're very close to my eyes, so like I'm already getting a little bit fogged up in here. But I don't know. Very excited to try them both out. Look at all the, oh, sorry, I'm on this camera now. Look at all the grippy parts on this though. This is not going to slide around when you get sweaty. So I like that. Very lightweight. Very cool. And they come with cases. You know, I've been buying a lot of sunglasses lately just to try out a bunch of different styles. And it's amazing how many of them don't come with even just like a bag, but like a case. I just feel like cases are nice. I guess like when you're buying gooders, they come in a box and you can always just store them in the box, and that cuts down on price. So I don't know. Calvin says us Asians with our flatter faces always need the wider frames. That's true. Like, so I always joke that like my superpower is that like I'm like absolutely average. I'm exceptionally average, so I could wear everything like off the rack. But stuff that goes on my face is a little bit harder, and I think it's like the Asian face shapes. So I think that's what it is. Lena says Tura is the maker. They make a lot of swimming gear. Yeah, so they're trying to expand outside of just like the swimming space, or they've always been outside the swimming space, but that's where they are like the most popular. If I remember, I had a phone call with them and they tried to explain it to me. And so, yeah, so this is just some stuff that they're making that's not like triathlon specific. That's going to just appeal hopefully to more runners. So I'll give them a try. I got a tough workout on the docket for tomorrow. I don't know if I'll try the blue ones. Maybe I'll try the darker ones. I don't know about these. I'm not sure yet. We'll try. I'll see what my wife says. Whichever one my wife likes more, that's the ones that I'll wear tomorrow. I think it's going to be nice and sunny. I'm looking forward to it. Scott says, I have tier goggles and swim trunks. I think that I have tier like triathlon shorts. So they're just shorts. They've got like a smaller butt pad in it for the bike part, and then you could swim in them too. So I have those, and I really like those. Those are probably my favorite bike shorts. Trying to think if I have anything else. I think my goggles, some of my swim goggles are Roka. I have another pair of like pool goggles that are tier, but those are like, I don't know if those fit me anymore. I don't know. We'll see. Logan Heffernan says, have you ever given the Mobo board a shot? Regarding the ankles, it's been super effective for me. I've been thinking about getting something like that. Which one is the Mobo board? Let me look that up real quick. Because there's a couple of different that are like in that family of things. Let me see. I'm looking at the website now. What's it like? Oh, okay. I see what it's like on the bottom. Let me see if I could share this window with you guys. Chrome tab. Yeah, here we go. All right. Now we're both looking at it. We're all looking at it. Okay. So like, yeah, I've been thinking about something kind of like this for the ankles. I do think that it could help. I've also seen like, what are those? They're like the big balls that are like a half ball with a flat board on and you flip it over and you can stand on those and do exercise. I've seen those too. And then the other thing that I've also been thinking about that's in this kind of like category is, but it's more for skateboarding. It's the one where it's like, there's a skateboard and then there's like a cylinder that you stand on and you can use that to practice. That's not really so much for ankle strength, although I think it would really help with that and balance and core. I just really want to play with one of those. But in all these situations where we're talking about mobile board or the balance ball, like the half balance ball that's flipped over, or the skateboard trainers, I just feel like I'm going to fall off at some point and just hurt my elbow, like cracking. Like, how did you break an elbow while running? I'm like, well, you see, I bought this board. So that's my concern. That's my concern with that kind of stuff. But like, I think that I just need to spend like some time. Well, since I've spent time trying to like stretch the ankle, like make sure I'm getting my range of motion in a little bit and do kind of some stretches that way. Like basically, like if I'm watching TV or YouTube video, like I'll just kind of try to get the knees over the toes a little bit, like kind of squatting or kneeling down, like one knee up, the other one back, kind of thing. And I've been doing some massage of the ankle. I think that's been really helping. So, but when I don't do it, if I can forget a night, then it gets back to its normal, like swollen state. So that's the thing with the ankle. I don't know. My wife sent me a link for physical therapists in the area because I was like, hey, look at my ankle. Look how swollen it is. She's like, whoa, you probably shouldn't run tomorrow. And I'm like, I've been running like this for 4 weeks. So, so she's concerned. So maybe I need to find a good PT. So, yeah, people are saying I should try the Bosu ball. Oh, is that what they're called? Those big balls with the half thing on it? Okay. Yeah. Louis says, does trying not to step on Legos work the same as this board? I think that could help you, but once you hit the Lego, it's just like a sharp pain right up there, right into the pads of the feet. Kurt says, can't you attach a golf ball, half a golf ball to a board and copy the same thing? Yeah, I think maybe. I'm not sure. Sean says, but the ankle stuff is why I do yoga every day. It usually hits all the runner problem spots in 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, I just don't have the patience for yoga, which I'm like, the people that need yoga are the people that say, I don't have the patience for yoga. But I just don't. If they could somehow make it a video game, like Zwift, if there's like a Zwift yoga, like I get like XP and new kit and give people kudos, then I think maybe I'll like yoga more. It's like the opposite of yoga. All those gamification things are like the opposite of what yoga is supposed to do. But I don't know. That's why I feel like, I feel like the skateboard trainer would probably be the closest thing for me to do regular ankle work. Because then it'd be like, well, that's kind of fun. And I don't know how to do any tricks on a skateboard. I'd just be trying not to fall down. And I think that would be a lot of work. And I think that my core would just be like I think I'd be sweating, like dripping with sweat in like 5 minutes. Just because my core is not that in shape. Scott thinks it's all too dangerous. Yeah, the way I do it, I'll fall down for sure. Eric says, yeah, trying to embrace the old, if you suck at something, do more of it mantra. It takes some time. Yeah, I don't know. Kyle's here. What's going on, Kyle? Kyle, hope you're coming down for New York. He says, hey, man, TGIF, kind of off topic of your ankle, but wondering if there's a cold weather clothes video coming our way soon. I'm trying to think. I didn't get too much in. I haven't asked for any from any of the brands. So probably not soon, but I'd like to get one out maybe after New York, between like New York and CIM. So that way people can do some holiday shopping. And I think by then up here, it'll be pretty cold. If not, maybe I'll just go to Iowa, do like a long weekend out there. I have a feeling Crystal Lake will be as cold as where I go in Iowa. So I think so. Not soon, but maybe like in a month. Yeah, let's plan for a month. So I got an order. I got a shipment from Kraft coming in today that I bought myself. I just talked to John G today. And then all the stuff that I have from Tracksmith is fall. Not that cold. So I don't know. I'll start collecting stuff now. And Sean says, it took me a while to finally get it in terms of yoga. Yeah, I think for me, yoga might be like camping. It's one of those things that I think I would enjoy if I had a proper guide. Like I'm never going to like research like how to reserve a camping spot at a place. But my brother-in-law knows how to do all that stuff. And so like if he ever wants to go camping, I'm like, yeah, let's go. But like I won't do it myself. I think I need a yoga guide maybe. I don't know. All right, Kyle says he's planning out New York, dude. Awesome, cool. Well, I look forward to seeing you there again. I saw Kyle running last year, got some footage of him on the course, so it'll be good to see you again. Evil Teacher says, Mexican greetings. I have a question. I've been training for my first marathon, and being the noob that I am, I didn't realize until today that it is half on light trails. Arahi 6 or Adrenaline 22? I would say those are both stability shoes. And unless you normally run in stability shoes, I would say that I wouldn't necessarily go out and get them right away. If they're on light trails, neither the Arahi or the Adrenaline are trail shoes specifically. But I think that both of them would be fine for like kind of like, parks and stuff that people go on like walking hikes on. So I think that they'll be okay. I think the Adrenaline has more rubber coverage on the outsole than the Arahi does, if I remember correctly. But I've never run in either of those shoes, so I actually don't know. I might, depending on how, if it's light trails, it's not going to be that technical by definition. But the Adrenaline, I believe, is a 10 millimeter drop, and the Arahi, I believe, is a 4 or 5 millimeter drop. And I just prefer to have lower drop when I'm on the trails. I just feel like that feels more secure to me. So that might be a way that I decide. But just because it's on light trails doesn't mean you have to like completely change your race shoe. I would, if you can and it's close, I would check it out and see if you can still run in racing shoes on that. If it's like flat pack gravel or crushed limestone, you might still be able to run in your racing shoes. So I think it depends on how light the light trails are. Does that make sense? Adam says, I need to take off to the Great White North. Yeah, I would love to go. Like, that's something that I really want to try to figure out. Like, I don't know if it's like, and this is something I've talked about, I think, before with you guys. Have I? I know I've talked about it with other people. I think I've talked about it with you guys. Like, I'd like to be able to take a weekend and like, boxes of clothes and like and I don't want to go camping. I don't want to sleep in a tent, but I want to go to a place where people go camping. That's a lot colder than it is here. Maybe like, the Canadian border, something like that. And just go run in the woods for a weekend, test out a bunch of shoes, test out about a bunch of cold weather gear, because it's like, I got to get ahead by like a month or two, like if I wait till it's cold enough here to really test out super cold weather stuff, most of that stuff's already like sold out or on clearance, and you guys might not need it by the time I make that video. So I got to find a place that's like a month ahead of Chicago temperature wise. So that's all. All right. Stella says, I'm volunteering at New York City, mile 11 aid station. It'll be my first time volunteering at a race, so I might as well make it a world major. Awesome. That's cool. Thank you for doing that. I'll have to keep an eye out for you. Someone said that mile 8, I think it was last live stream, someone said they're going to be at mile 8. Stella's going to be at mile 11. So I'll be the dude with the selfie stick waving at everybody. Hopefully I'll see you there. All right. Santosh Cutwall says, hi, Cohen family. Maybe completely off topic since I just joined, but what kind of diet do you follow in general to keep yourself fit for running? I'm mostly vegetarian. I think technically I'm a flexible pescatarian, is probably the more accurate way of saying it. But yeah, that's kind of it. I am mostly plant-based. I do like cheese quite a bit and eggs. So I wouldn't even say mostly plant-based, but I eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of beans. And I just kind of keep an eye on like the foods that make me feel good for running. And that's kind of it. I'm not that disciplined. It's not very well considered. There's probably a lot of room for improvement there, in other words. But yeah, it's kind of like whatever I can I think I'm always like not at a calorie deficit, but I feel like I could always use a little bit more food. So I'm always trying to think of ways to like eat more. Right now, my wife's been making overnight oats, and I'm actually really enjoying that. So that's been like a new thing that I've been really enjoying lately. All right, let's do one more. All right, Melvin says, when practicing with my pacing stick, my wife was driving home from work and she didn't know I was out on my run and just assumed some guy was running with a GoPro and trying to copy. Oh, that's awesome. That's so funny, Melvin. I mean, I think running with a pacing stick is harder than running with a GoPro because you got to hold it up so people can see it at all times. You know, the center of gravity of it is in a weird spot, but that's good. That's good practicing. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there for today. This weekend's supposed to be beautiful weather in the Midwest, so hopefully it's like that for you guys. Take advantage, have a good, nice long run. The next video you guys see from me will be Monday morning. I'm going to talk about the Triumph 20. I've gotten a few runs in that shoe now, so that'll be the next video. And then we'll do a Monday mukbang. So hopefully I'll see you again for another live stream, 1 p.m. Central Time, right here on the Kofuzi Run Club channel. Until the next time I see you guys, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks. Have a great weekend.